Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us here for the O.C.C. Scrims. We are at the playoffs, which is why we have a little bit more of that ominous music playing in the background. I am joined here tonight by the dankest of the monkeys. Dank Monkey, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Fantastic. Got here just in time to commentate our playoff game tonight between the Silver, Game of Thrones, and Assassins.
Assassins, man. The only team in the Silver Division. I mean, granted, there's only, the Horned Beast as well, but the Assassins have been the only ones to actually and properly take down the Game of Thrones, which is, I think it's a huge accomplishment. So I'm excited to see, can they actually win it tonight? Can they take home what would be the virtual trophy for the evening? I mean, they've got the likes of Darius Fulton playing that ridiculous Reinhardt, Mono Yuki coming out with some great some anti-nades, great sleeps, Kagura with a lot of DPS. I mean, and on the other side, we do have, Chi-Chi coming in, giving us some solid gameplay. I mean, there's just so much that could come in favor. I really do hope that the Assassins have been just, at home practicing and really trying to get these compositions down.
If anybody can take down the Game of Thrones, it will be the Assassins. They've done it once before, and if they're going to do it again, then tonight is definitely the night to do it. Why wait until next season if you can do it right now?
Yeah, exactly. And as we saw, I mean, it's already starting to be a night, or not a night, but a week of upsets. I mean, we did see Smile end up winning it for the Diamonds this particular Monday, and that to me was absolutely crazy. I don't know if you saw it, but they were using that Bastion composition like no other. I mean, it went down to the wire 3-2. So my hope is that they can continue. That we can continue seeing things like this. Not necessarily saying that GOT will lose, but I'm hoping that it becomes a close match.
Close matches are my favorite matches for obvious reasons. We get to watch more Overwatch. But, I mean, that game was just incredible, so I'm hoping that this one goes just as well.
All right, so we are going to have that Far Mercy combo coming out here from the Assassins, looking to try to just get fire superiority of the sky. Sway is, however, going to be playing that signature Reaper. So Shaggy has got to be careful with what might be coming his way. So here they go. The initial battle does start off, and they're going to have to consider different angles because they do have KBC trying to get these off angles, really trying to force a really bad situation. Oh, there it goes. That's going to be a two-piece right there for the side. Oh my goodness, what is happening? That is just some great and solid work here, and that's going to have to be Wheezy Did Nothing getting out of there, gets taken out by the sad boy, and that's going to be the end of that. I like that. That was a two-pronged attack. One from the back, the other one straight from the front. They weren't afraid.
And Assassins played that exactly how they should have, getting the Pharah onto that backside, while, you kind of have to worry about that Bastion, Orisa, and everything else on your front. Mm-hmm. Like, the D.Va going in, Sad Boy on that D.Va going in to finish off a kill before the heals could come out after that Maywall came up was just huge.
Ooh, but they've got to be careful. Here comes that ultimate there from KBC. Does eventually take himself out, though, and that's going to be a feels bad, bro. Jaden able to come in, looks to save the day, does happen to do the job, and KBC has a lot going against him. Looking to get out of the way, just barely manages to do it with a little bit over half health, but man, that Bastion is just a resource sink.
See, the problem here is, Assassins doesn't run this comp. Really, at least, you see Space Cowboy on that Bastion, but you don't really see this on Control from them. So I think they were expecting a little bit different of a comp, and that's why they came out with what they did.
Oh, but there goes Darius Fulton. That was very ballsy, just rushing on in. But he does manage to get the pick, but here comes that D.Va Bomb looking to do some solid work. Ho-ho! And that Lucio defense, great job there by Wheezy Did Nothing. She just really saved the day with that one, wouldn't you say?
For sure, and the beat drop coming out there was really the key factor. That D.Va Bomb could have been just devastating for the side of Game of Thrones, and Weezy Did Nothing, bringing out that beat at the perfect time to, not really lose a lot of health on their team. And we were actually just talking about Lucio beats and D.Va Bombs right before the stream went live.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So Sway's got to be careful. That ultimate's going to be absolutely huge if they can go ahead and get that in proper time. Space Cowboy is still going to be running at Bastion, so they're going to try to cause some sort of issue. Here it comes, and they've got to be careful. Space Cowboy can melt anything that exists, and oh no, Sway, that ultimate could have been everything that the team needed and more, but now they're just rushing on in. Oh, and is that going to be enough? Yes, Darius Fulton manages to stop that one on there, but KBC managing the pickup too. And oh, they've got to be careful. Kagra's looking to try to get in some business. KBC, with the help of Space Cowboy, manages to take him out. Stress, the only one left on point. And they're just leaving him alive for some reason. I'm not essentially sure what's going on, but Stressed, oh man. I don't know, man.
It's not really a stagger that you can afford to have. You know, the Baby Diva there getting a lot of percentage onto that point. Like, the stagger is nice, but you have Sway outside of the point that you could just as easily stagger out. Especially since the Diva was just now getting mech back.
Exactly. Ooh, but Darius Fulton might be biting off a little bit more than he could chew. Oh, and Amano Yuki maybe getting caught out. KBC's got him in their trap. Manages to get out, though, and Darius Fulton does have the back of Space Cowboy, though, coming out with another clean kill, and that Bastion composition is going to be really, really tough to beat. It's like I said before, man, it is just a resource sink here for the side of the Game of Thrones. Wheezy did nothing, gets completely melted, and that's just going to be a tough one there. Shaggy doing a really good job moving with that Bastion. Their little Omnic combo is really, really helping out.
For sure, and Assassin's giving up that point really isn't that big of a problem because they knew they could win that fight if they played it safe, if they played the tempo they wanted to.
Oh, and there it goes. That ultimate's going to be big, but Sway's going to have to be the hero of this particular match. That's going to be the one. Is there going to be a 2 for that one? Oh, that's going to do some damage right there, but Space Cowboy sitting front row and center. Does get taken out, though, by the combined efforts of the Game of Thrones. They did end up managing to stop that. We're at the 85% mark. This is still anyone's round.
It definitely is. Assassins can get back here and touch, but I don't really agree with running the same comp. I don't think that's what they should do here. Maybe switch to that Hammond to get to that point faster. I don't know if they're going to be able to touch.
No, Sad Boy does get booped off and just almost barely touches it. Unable to do so, though. Oh, so close. But I'm loving how this is looking right now. The Assassins are moving fantastically.
Both sides there just played that round extremely well. Just the Lucio boop changes, that happened semi-recently, not the newest patch, but did happen semi-recently, really won them that point because that Diva was coming in for the recontest, and that could have went just the complete and total opposite way for Assassin.
You're absolutely right, and we're not done yet with this one. So it looks like they're going to be running that Sombra Goats. Meanwhile, the Game of Thrones is going to be sticking to their 2-2-2 composition with Sway this time in the air as the Pharah. Going to see if they could get a lot of mid-air control, and that's going to be important primarily because there's not a lot of range that could be used from the side of the Assassins. So here they come. Darius Fulton in that front line once again, looking for Chi-Chi. Ooh, and that sweep comes out mega terribly. Darius Fulton, though, with the team to back him up, and that Goats composition getting completely demolished. I think that was just unfortunate. Chi-Chi was just in a very bad spot.
Sway landed about 3 or 4 rockets on that initial push and already has about 60% ult charge. That just tells you how much that damage boosted Pharah can really do. Between me and Drips, we've been playing a little bit of Pharmacy ourselves, and it's funny to just watch his ult meter climb when he's damage boosted, and it can really do a ton of damage if you're full team up.
All right, so that combo still up into the air, looking to try to put a little bit of pressure there on the high ground. That ultimate does come out, and Sway with a triple kill ends up with a quad, takes out KBC last, and that's just gonna be unfortunate for Sad Boy. And the Game of Thrones have found their footing, man, and they're beating this Goats composition with a 2-2-2 comp. That is ridiculous.
Assassins is going to switch over now off of the Goats. They're going to run a 2-2-2 of their own with the Ashe and the Pharah. Not going to run the Mercy here, and I think the Mercy is really the crucial point. Giving so much ult charge to Sway, I think that's really the right call here, maybe instead of Lucio.
Right, so there they go. The Pharah, well, at least Sway's going to be part of the Pharah v Pharah battle, but Kagura does take out KBC, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Kagura with yet another one. Here they go. Darius Fulton just loving that left-click W, going to do some serious damage. He gets to back off, but he's looking to try to take out Shaggy, and Shaggy has got to be careful. You don't want to be that Zarya 1v1ing that Rhine. That is just not a win-win situation.
It really isn't. That's not something that you can just take because you want to. But, I mean, Kagura does have high noon now, so maybe it's a win?
Maybe it's a win. We'll see how this goes. Kagura has that ultimate available, and that could be what ends it to everyone. There's that high noon. Only manages to eat the shield, but good enough. That is just the Game of Thrones winning this next one with conviction. And you just can't count them out just yet. KBC trying to stay on the point, does get taken out by Stress, and that's going to be it. Game of Thrones winning this first one with just gumption, man. They had very little issues on the second round.
Dominantly winning that second round. You know, it was looking extremely close on the first, but the second just I don't know what clicked in Game of Thrones. Or Game of Thrones. Sorry, I do that all the time, but it was fantastic. Like, just seeing your teamwork come together was great.
Oh, that is an unfortunate boop. That is an unfortunate boop, man. Oh no.
Hammer right to the face of Chi-Chi off of the boop.
Oh,
unfortunate.
That is just rough.
Had that happen way too many times.
Just that boop, man. I got nothing for that. That's a roughin'. Alrighty, so the Game of Thrones are up by 1. They did manage to win this first point. However, there is still a lot of game left, and I'm hoping that the Assassins find that footing that they did in that first round. If they can continue that kind of motion, they can make it work. But I don't know. What do you think was one of their key issues, like something they really had to work on during the plays?
I think really the Baptiste play was just a little. On first point for Assassins, I think the Baptiste play was just a little bit too slow. There was a couple of times that the Immortality field could have came out, could have saved the Bastion, but unfortunately it came out right after, and maybe that's just Baptiste being so new. You know, you still are kind of working out the kinks with it, so I understand that 100%. That's not me faulting. I believe it was Chi-Chi playing the Baptiste. I thought other than that, the Baptiste play was great. Yeah, but the Immortality feels just coming out just barely too late a few times.
Okay, so I mean, I could see that, and I could tell it was just kind of difficult for their main line to really kind of establish where they were going to be. For the most part, Sway was really, really leading the fight, was really forcing the Assassins to fight on their terms, and that's just difficult, you know what I mean? There's really nothing you could do at that point. Well, I mean, you can, obviously, but if you're playing your enemy's game, you're not destined to lose, but there's a greater chance that you're going to lose. Because now you're falling into their traps, into their playstyle. You have to adjust how would I put it? You have to adjust the game to you. You have to make people play your game. And that, you know, at first, that's kind of what the Assassins were doing. It was a great job. They were really forcing GOT to come their way. But then once they kind of found out where they needed to be, Darius just was able to really rush in there. And honestly, I thought it was a little suicidal, man. Like, he just jumped in there. I was like, why would you do that? And he ended up doing it. And I don't know, man. It was great. It was a good pick. And what really stopped the flow of what the Assassins had in that first round.
I completely agree. You know, making Assassins swap off of that Bastion comp that they were doing so well on the first point was, again, really the crucial point for them. You know, making them swap to make them play that Pharmacy is really or not Pharmacy, because they played Pharah and then on a Lucio. I think if they would have had a Pharmacy, they would have had a little bit better chance, just because you can kind of play uncontested from the Pharah and just deal massive amounts of damage, and both Pharahs just kind of ran free while the hit scans pop shots. But if you aren't running that Pharmacy, then there's no like consistent healing onto your Pharah, and as soon as those hit scans start popping shots, then you're pretty much done for.
Well, yeah, because then that Pharah has to get out of there. You know what I mean? If you don't have either that Pharah Mercy or somebody nearby that can really, really keep that Pharah up, that Pharah has to go. You do not want to stand face to face with a McCree with 50 health. You just do not want to do that.
I couldn't agree.
I mean, obviously there's fars that are like, meh, that's lunch for me. But, in general speaking terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Pharah play isn't really... It's something that we've seen more of recently, and I think that it's a good thing that's kind of coming to OCC. We see... It doesn't happen as much as it could. I think it works fairly well, especially in like the scrim environment where you can actually communicate with your Pharah. In ladder, it may not work as well, but it may even work better. It just depends on your rank.
Right. So here we go, and I think we're going to get some Bastion mirror matches here from both sides. It's going to be the Assassins giving it their shot at attack first. Kagura is going to be playing his Bastion. Now the question is, who's going to play that better? I don't know if Sad Boy on the Torbjorn is going to be enough, but I get this feeling we're going to get juked out prior to the start of the match.
I am interested to see if they keep the Torb, because I don't think a Torb is a bad pick here. If Torb can get onto that high ground kind of uncontested, where the rest of the team is, looking to just fire down main if they get there, and then just put the damage in. If a Torb can get set up behind, like on through the staircase and up top, then, you're just kind of raining free damage behind.
I mean, not if Kagura gets his turret mode on you. So here we go, and Shaggy's gonna be running in as the Orisa, but gets completely face melted. That Space Cowboy gonna go down, and that's gonna be the unfortunate part. They're trying to run this into the enemy Bastion comp, but that's the thing. The Bastion has to get set up first, and if you can't set up that Bastion, there's really not a lot to expect.
So the way that I want to see them beat this is I want to see them throw Immortality Field either behind the pillar or behind the wall. Kind of protect that Bastion and let the Bastion just run free damage.
Ooh, and that's just going to be a tough one there. Chi-Chi does get taken down. Kagura goes down. God, Kagura, gentle, please. What are you doing? And right now, the Assassins are it looks like they're a little disgruntled. They can't really figure out what angle they want to take. But I don't think that Bastion is going to be the solution for this.
I think it can be the solution. They just need to play it right. Like I said, if you hide that Immortality Field to where it cannot be broken, you're kind of just raining free damage. Either force the Bastion to reposition, or force them to use Immortality Field of their own. They may be just trying to farm up some ultimates, but it's going to be hard to do against that bunker comp.
Right, that's a dual bunker comp right there, and it looks like there goes that ultimate here from Kagura, and he's looking for a pick, but that's going to be great coverage there being done there by Sad Boy. Space Cowboy does go down, and that's going to be a big in there. KBC still unable to really get his ultimate, and that's just what's going to really keep them from doing much of anything. They're still there at the door, and they just can't seem to figure out where to go.
If Sad Boy could get the ult here, then it could be a real make-or-break moment, because you force that bunker to break up or move the shield, and that could be your biggest factor into breaking this bunker comp.
Oh, and there they go, making these solid plays work. Oh, but Sway's looking to try to be the hero. Are they going to be able to make it? Sway with the tire coming up behind. Ooh, but great Immortality working, and oh my God, it worked, man. It worked.
The thing that I said about Chi-Chi and Immortality Fields being a little bit too slow, just completely redeem yourself. That was a beautiful Immortality Field to stop the tire onto probably about 2 or 3 people. I didn't 100% see, but I saw the Immortality Field go down and nobody else. So solid placement, solid timing.
Alrighty, so here we go. Moving on into this next phase, and now the Assassins definitely have a breath of fresh air. They definitely know that this is still winnable for them. They're going for the attack torp, which to me is a little, I don't know, man. I don't know how to take this particular bit of information. So Space Cowboy goes ahead and gets set up. That's going to be an ultimate there. Amano Yuki is going to be the one to take him down, though. And, oh, here comes that ultimate, but Amano trying to get out. Oh, and here they go. They're still duking it out in there, and that's going to be absolutely terrible. Amano Yuki just gets absolutely destroyed. Stress, the only one left on point, does get taken out, and Kagura tries to hold on to the point as long as humanly possible. Good boop there from KBC, keeping the Bastion alive, and now the only one left that's going to be in there is going to be Sarieth, with Sway coming in as the soldier to try to hold on for just a little bit longer. Now it's a massive stagger battle here as they're just trying to clean up and finish out. Stress, oh, looking to try to display some. Great job there, though, by Chi-Chi, dropping that Immortality. Oh, that's going to be absolutely huge there if they can't stop this. This is still anyone's game. And they're still just working hard to keep this going. That res comes on out, and that's going to be absolutely important as Kagura is looking to just hold on. And that's going to be all she wrote here, folks, as they just keep melting this defense here from the side of Game of Thrones, and Space Cowboy just gets a double.
Space Cowboy really holding down that corner. Mono Yuki trying to give him a touch.
Oh, man. Oh, and that's just tough. You hate to see it. But, oh, my God, they managed to push that attack torb all the way through. And that's the thing. The combo between Chi-Chi, between Space Cowboy, and then Shaggy. The way the three of them are really coordinating these movements, I think it's really, really making it. Now, granted, Jaden's doing a great job staying out of range, staying with KBC, but knowing when to switch that target. And that's really crucial with a Mercy. You can't just sit there and just solely pocket your Pharah. You know what I mean? You have to know where you're needed. So Jaden was able, obviously, to distinguish, oh, I need a res, I need to go here, I need to move here. That was great movement, great work there. And they have 3 minutes and 56 seconds for their next attack if they don't full hold the Game of Thrones here.
I kind of expect the full hold just because of how dominant that last attack was. Setting the Bastion up in the corner and just having your whole team piled on top of him, it could have been devastating. But again, the Immortality Field from Chi-Chi, saving a lot of damage on that bomb was just massive. Like, completely, probably about 4K saved there just by the Immortality Field and the Orisa Shield. Even though the Orisa Shield may not have been needed, but you don't want Immortality Field to get melted right before that bomb goes off, so I completely understand the security.
Yeah, man. Gotta hold on to that. That's gonna be your lifesaver. And honestly, those Immortality Fields were coming in clutch. Saved Space Cowboy more than once. So, will that happen on this defense? I don't know. We will find out as Athena lets us go. And KBC popping off some initial shots, looking to try to get a little bit of charge. So they're going to be considering what angle they're going to be taking. And they are going to be running a 2-2-2 composition with Kagura at the DPS helm with the Hanzo. Sway is going to be looking to try to get into that backline, and it doesn't look like they're going to try to play that bunker-style game. They're going to try to go around, take a little bit more of their time to make something work, and no, Chi-Chi! Oh, no! Did not notice it, and that's going to be a massive pick. They're going to be waiting on that one, trying to bait out Jaden, but KBC finally finds it, looking to hold on, and oh, that's a big hack there from Sway, completely displacing that Pharah. So this might be terrible if they can't figure out what angle they're going to take. Here comes the Game of Thrones, looking to try to obtain that high ground, and KBC's got to be careful. Kagura is not messing around with some of these picks. So they're getting ready, they're holding on, and we're seeing these shields, and Game of Thrones is really just taking their time. They know they have a little bit of time to work out, and KBC's got to be careful not to get hacked. Sway almost having that hack available, but they managed to stop it, and Sway has to get out of there, gets absolutely deleted. And now the Game of Thrones are without their infiltration expert, and that's going to be tough for them to start an initial move. They can't just force KBC out of that turret mode. So they're just going to continue this back and forth until maybe Sway comes back into the fight.
The thing that they did really well there is waiting for Kagura to get the pick. As soon as Kagura got that first pick, you saw a lot of the Game of Thrones moving out of that first mini room. Ooh, huge EMP. Take it away, Loudrex.
Oh, and there it goes. Oh, but that could be it. That might be what stops it. But Darius Fulton might have a lot of damage coming his way. Oh, but Stress manages to stop it. Space Cowboy looking to try to delete quite a few. And it just might be all she wrote. KBC is still alive. Does get taken out by Kagura. Unbelievable work. However, they do manage to clean that one out, finish it out. And that's the thing, though. I think they only have like a 20-second advantage compared to what the Assassins had in their first push.
I'm pretty sure you're right, because Game of Thrones held that second point a lot longer than I thought they would. Off of the staggers, they held for probably about a solid minute. But you know, a lot of ults coming up for Game of Thrones with the bomb, the dragon, and the beat drop. This could be devastating for the side of Assassins here.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful. They've got to think it in their heads that Kagura may be looking to try to get a solid ultimate, and that's going to be the ult coming out there. They do manage to back out, but Chi-Chi is going to be the first to fall here. Darius Fulton is going to stay alive, looking to try to get a few picks here, and this offense is coming out absolutely huge. There comes the Diva Bomb looking to try to hold on. Oh, and that's going to be one getting taken out, but oh my god, what is this? It looks like the Assassins are able to hold on with a team kill. Great job.
A lot of ults are used there by the Assassins, but I mean, there were also a lot of ults used there by Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was 100% convinced that they were about to take that point with the Dragon Bomb, Dragon Bomb and Beat, and it just didn't happen.
And I feel like this is where it's going to be tough, though, for the Assassins. They don't have a defensive ult. So really, one big hack here from Sway could be the deciding factor between all of this. So they do pop Chi-Chi's ultimate just a little bit early, and that's going to be a big one there, but it doesn't seem like they're peeking their corners. They're giving Sway a lot of free movement. They're not patrolling, and that could be dangerous.
All from Chi-Chi was popped just a little bit too early. I think they should have waited until either right before they engaged to either stop the engagement, give them a little bit of time to, completely get set up, or like mid fight, pop the Immortality Field onto Space Cowboy and then pop the big old square of damage, and then kind of just rain down from there. Space Cowboy could have got ult extremely fast, and you saw how clutch that came in the last push.
All right, but I see the Game of Thrones. They're not necessarily sweating it out. However, they are running a little bit lower on the time bank. Sad Boy knows what to expect and starting to shoot around, make sure that they can't get behind them, but they've got to be careful where they're coming from. Oh, and Shaggy finally saw it, but that hack is going to be huge. They couldn't stop that there. Oh, and here it comes. Darius Fulton looking to try to take them all into a terrible place, and that's going to be KBC taking out a mono. So that's going to be a healer going down. But right now, Shaggy and KBC are going to be the only ones on the point right now. Darius Fulton does go down. Is Stress looking to try to finish this one off. Oh, and that's just going to be a bad one there. Sad Boy, though, coming in totally clutch. That's going to be one going down. And that's going to be Sarieth. Going to get a little bit of pressure as they go ahead and try to hold on. Oh, and that's going to be Sway's. Got to be careful. Does get taken out. And oh my god. Once again, we've got another defensive hold here on the side of the Assassins.
ABC played that extremely well, hiding from the EMP, knowing that they had Barrage, hiding behind the pillar, up on that side platform there on the left, and cutting off LOS from EMP, going around the back, and barraging caught the Game of Thrones completely off guard when you're like, oh, hey, we have everybody EMP'd, we can just run in and nano Darius, but they weren't ready for the barrage.
Ooh, and we do have a triple tank composition coming in here on the side of the Game of Thrones. So let's see if that's going to be enough for them to do much of anything. So they know that they know that the Game of Thrones is starting to get a little bit more of a, trying to get a better positional advantage. Sway does get picked. Ooh, but Shaggy with an expert body block looking to hold on. There comes that bomb. And Amano Yuki just gets a Diva nuke to the forehead. That's going to be what finishes it up there. Darius Fulton, though, looking to try to get a pick. But great job there. Able to try to keep someone alive. But Darius Fulton is just looking to just make their life terrible. Does finally get taken out by KBC. That hack is going to be absolutely huge. There it goes. KBC pops that ultimate, but has no one else to protect him. That's going to be a tough one there. Stress is still on the point. Shaggy comes on in, looking to try to help out. Oh, and that's it. This is going to be a massive pick. Stress does get taken out before the remake, and that's another full hold. The Assassins may be able to do it.
KBC just got that Hog ultimate so fast, and I don't know how. I wish I did, but I can't tell you, because I was not expecting a whole Hog to come out that fast, and such a smart play to demech that Diva first, so your ultimate isn't getting eaten, it's just free damage, but unfortunately did fall mid-ultimate. That's not really something that you can personally stop. At that point, it's kind of on you.
All right, here it comes, the hack and bomb coming on out. Oh, and that might be what ends it there. Kagra, though, almost in some serious biscuits. Oh, does get taken out, and that bomb's going to be absolutely huge. But no, doesn't seem to get anyone. Darius Fulton, though, has got to be careful. There's no healing that can be done, and Sad Boy's going to be the only one left coming in onto the point. Shaggy going to try to jump in. Pops the bongos. Great shield, though, managing to stop that one. And Darius Fulton might be biting off more than he could chew, but Shaggy with another expert block comes on in. That's going to be massive if they could stop Darius Fulton. Fulton. He does manage to pick up yet another one. Here they go. The finishes are coming on in, and KBC just knows he has to jump on into the point. The backup comes in between the two tanks, and there comes the ultimate here from Sariev looking to try to hold on. And this is now a full hold, but they don't have any extra time. Shaggy just rushing on in onto the point. There is no main tank to worry about at this very moment, and Jaden comes out to give a little bit of backup. They're looking to try to land this on the healers, and Darius Fulton and Stress are rushing on in to try to get in onto the point. The hammer down comes on in, and Shaggy has no form of defense, does get taken out, and now they're still just holding on. This is absolutely ridiculous. The bomb comes on up. Will this be the one that saves? And no, it doesn't seem to be. The Kamehameha does come on out, and they've got to be careful. Here comes yet another hack, and that's going to stop that ultimate. KBC just can't keep that up. And it looks like this full hold is going to be ended at the very end here. Sariev pops that ultimate. The ultimate comes out from Darius Fulton, but a Rhine into a Winston may not be what works. But they're still just jumping on in, trying to hold on. Space Cowboy can't seem to make it. And in overtime, it's going to be the Game of Throws that managed to get it, the map completion.
It was a really strong hold there from Assassins to bring it all the way down to overtime, and Game of Throws, just kind of won in the stagger battle. You're at a disadvantage even with spawn that close. You're coming in like 1 or 2 v6. If somebody gets a pick, then it's 1 or 2 v5. Then, if you can't get a huge play on one character, then those staggers don't usually help out a whole lot other than just burning time. But getting into overtime here is just huge for the side of Assassins.
Yeah, because I think, oh wow, they just have to get the 1 tick, don't they?
I'm pretty sure.
That's weird. I was playing a comp match, and the same thing happened, and they got a minute, and I was upset. But, hey, right now, this first victory is at the cusp of Assassin's reach. They could just barely grab it. They can hold on to it, but they've got to make the plays. Otherwise, they're forced into the draw, and nothing feels worse than playing a map for 20 minutes just to get absolutely nowhere. I think that's the worst.
I 100% agree with you. I've been there way too many times, but we could still see Game of Throws draw this out.
Alrighty, so here they go, and Kagra's going to have to be their main damage dealer. Mono looking to back him up here as the Baptiste, able to do a little bit of work here, and KBC's just got to be careful. I think they're going to be taking a little bit of the time. They know what to expect. They know what they can do with this, but who knows? Maybe that was a little bit of a lucky fluke the last time this happened. Kagra, Space Cowboy do get taken out, and that's going to be a quick in there. Space Cowboy does get rezzed, and he does get a little bit of protection here, and that's going to be absolutely huge for him.
You there, Laughtracks?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're kind of cutting out there for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Again, I think that immortality field beside that Bastion would really make this possible. Just kind of burn through that Matrix, because the Matrix just isn't saving Space Cowboy. And again, the immortality field coming out just a little bit too late there to save Space Cowboy.
Oh, and here they go. They've got somebody onto the point, but Jaden on the point may not be for the best. So they are looking to turn them around, but they don't have to divulge that many resources into doing it. And I'm not really sure what the Assassins are doing at this very second.
I'm not really 100% sure if the Bastion is the play here. I think they need to go back to that Sombra, just farm up EMP, and EMP and maybe bomb. Maybe they can get that in time, or EMP with the Bastion. Like EMP something I think would really just send it home here. They've still got 2.5 minutes if they really want to make the swaps, but I think at this point they're just trying to get the ultimates.
Yep, I think they're going. I think you're absolutely right. They are going to go for the ults, and Space Cowboy is just getting absolutely melted. There's just nothing that they can do. They keep setting up right in front of them, and that's just what's going to make life difficult. So they are going to get a little bit of space there with the amplification matrix, and that's going to make them force them to turn around just a little bit. Here comes that ultimate, though, coming out here from Sway, looking to try to get a pick on someone, and that Bastion is just prime pickings. But they win it! They win it! Oh my god, they win it!
Oh my
god. They won it! How did they do that?
You just walked straight to the point. You're too focused on the Bastion, they walked straight to point. And there wasn't anything that Game of Throws could do about it.
Oh my god. They managed to do it. They got it.
Wow.
Oh
wow.
Man.
I don't know what to call that. I don't know if that's a C9 because they were never on the point.
That was a super sneaky. That got by me too. I'm sitting here following. Yeah, I'm sitting there seeing like the. I'm seeing the tire. I'm like, oh, Space Cowboy. I could see your death coming. And then next thing I know, boom, done. 1-1. How, Sway? How? How does this happen? But I'll be honest with you, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I love that the Assassins took that moment and realized that it was just a tick. That's all they needed. They managed to push themselves onto the point, got to it before Game of Thrones could figure out what was really happening, and that is what that was. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a ridiculous set of matches right now, and we are going into the halftime. So please join us. Come on back. We'd love to have you guys for this last little bit. If you are rooting for the Game of Thrones, please let us know in the chat. Let us know. Let us know what you feel. It's extremely important in the team. The teams really do feed off of your energy, and it's going to be absolutely important. So, as I say, always go ahead and grab yourself some water, some beer, grab yourself some sodas, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Got anything to add before we leave?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. See y'all in the few. Ah, alrighty, everybody, and we are back. I am the Loud T-Rex, joined here by the dankest of monkeys, Dank Monkey, and we are back here from our little bit of our break, and the Game of Thrones and the Assassins are up, or at each other's throats right now, honestly, 1-1, with the unfortunate quick grab there by the Assassins at the very end. But so far, it's been a really, really, really fun series. The Assassins really had a solid offensive push.
They did. They played that extremely smart, kind of made Game of Thrones back off just a little bit and sent 2 to point, maybe 3. I don't remember. Either way, sent a couple to point and, had them cap. Not something Game of Thrones was expecting. I think they were expecting a fight, and they didn't get the fight that they were wanting.
I'm hoping somebody clipped that, because if you look at the video, I'm sitting there looking at this ultimate, following it through, watching Space Cowboy about to get obliterated, and then I hear boom. I'm like, what just happened? What just went down? What am I not seeing? That was just absolutely monumental. So, next map of the night is going to be King's Row. Just waiting on Lane to get the thumbs up here from both the team captains to get this third match underway. And I mean, it's gonna be a big one here. I mean, I don't know. This one's it is a hybrid map, so there are a little bit more defined lines of attack and defense. And I feel like the Bastion composition is extremely hard to run here.
I feel like it could be hard to run, but at the same time, they made it work on 2CP.
True.
Assassins made it work on 2CP attack. They also made it work on control. So, is it really going to be that hard for them to run?
I mean, we'll find out. That being said, though, I mean, I do have to give it to the Assassins. I mean, Game of Thrones played the exact same way, and that's really what I'm really enjoying seeing here. Rather than charging on in, they were really taking their time. As you can see, it was just one would go down. They're like, okay, no push, take the time. Let's go at it again. And then they would just kind of work their way through it. And I think it really worked out expertly in their favor. So here we go. King's Row, as I said, the hybrid map of the night. And personally, one of my favorites.
Personally, one of my least favorites.
Really?
But, everybody's got their opinions. Everybody loves this map. I'm not a huge fan.
Ew, so then what is your favorite map?
It's a fun map. I think Lijiang's honestly one of my favorites.
Okay.
Lijiang and Nepal, 2 of my favorites. This map is fun. It's fun to play on. It's just not one of my favorites. I think second point, I've always had bad experience on second. I've never really gotten, on defense. I don't think I've ever gotten a full regroup. With the team, it's always just kind of steamrolled on through. That spawn being so far away from the first capture point is really rough. And I don't know, it's probably about the same on every map. Or most maps, but just there's so much that you have to go through if you don't have the vertical mobility that it just takes forever to get back sometimes. It seems like they're halfway through by the time you can even take a fight.
Right now, apparently, you're being reported for heresy. Sorry, bro.
It's fine. It happens. Every time I, express that I'm not a huge fan of this map, someone's got something to say about it.
Alrighty, so here we go, and they're bringing out that Bastion one more time. Kagura is going to be running that Ashe, and that's going to be a tough one there. Kagura does take a few shots to the forehead, and that might not be so good. KBC looking to try to finish him off, and that's going to be so. They don't have a Mercy there to really help them out. The hack did come in against Space Cowboy, but KBC finding that stride to start pushing on forward. Stressed in that front line, putting a little bit of pressure onto him, but that might be what spells curtains for him. Now they are at a 5v6 with Kagura on his way back, and it's going to take him a hot minute to get there. They know they're getting closer and closer to winning this particular fight, but they've got to do something about it. Sad Boy does get the pick here on Sway, and that's going to be absolutely massive because they don't have their infiltrator there to hack anyone. Oh, in that back line, but Shaggy unbelievably manages to pop that cooldown just in time to stop that. Darius Fulton does get taken out with Amano Yuki still trying to hold on to the enemy, or to the team here a little bit, but gets taken out by KBC. Stress is going to be the last one on point with Sway, and that's just going to be what ends it for them. Man, you were right. They got that Bastion rolling.
Told you, man. I don't think it's going to be a problem if they keep running Bastion. I don't think they'll have a problem winning this game until Game of Thrones shows that they can deal with that attack Bastion with something other than the Bastion. Because, Bastion's kind of, he's not easy to get around on defense, but he's also not the hardest thing to get.
Well, that's the thing. The way they're playing the Bastion, they're playing it really smart. They're keeping a lot of their resources on that Bastion to enable him to do as much as he physically can. And that's extremely important. Shaggy not wasting any amount of time for that. Great ultimate there. Comes in by Wheezy, looking to hold on for just a little bit. And it's going to be extremely clutch. Sad Boy's got to be careful, though, as Sway looking to try to get a hack, and that's going to be a big, and manages to get Kagura. That's going to be getting the whole team. Oh, this is going to be a huge one. The D-Mech does come on in, and there's Darius Fulton just swinging away. Extremely angrily, and Space Cowboy with the last bits of health, looking to try to keep that tank form in action, but it's not going to be enough, and the picks are coming in. Kagura is not taking that loss. He's not taking that laying down, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm really liking Chi-Chi's Baptiste play. Again, with the Immortality Field being up to save the team from the Diva Bomb. I mean, granted, the follow-up was just phenomenal. But the Immortality Field actually didn't die to the bomb. Who was it? Kagura actually had to take it out because it lived because of where it was placed beside the cart. Really well placed there by Chi-Chi.
And now the communication's coming on in, but Space Cowboy's just going to rush on in, getting in that front line, but here comes the good old Bob trying to get behind Space Cowboy, and they're just having a tough time figuring out what angle to take. Sad Boy does take down Kagura, and that's going to be a big one, but they're going to have to retreat. They did lose half of their team to that.
But what do you do against that? Honestly, you don't have a Lucio to speed boost you through the alley. You can't push the cart because you've got the entire team, and you're already pretty much low health. You don't have the Orisa because she's hacked. I mean, granted, yeah, you have her gun, but you don't have any of her abilities to, create that space. And then you've got Bob in that hallway that they came from, so you can't go backwards because he's just going to melt your entire team. What do you do against that?
Ooh, and the hammer down comes in from Darius Fulton, and that's going to be a big one, but Chi-Chi able to help out the team stay alive. Ooh, and there we go. The Diva comes out. Diva Bomb comes on out, but great job there. Weezy did nothing. Timing that nonsense. That's going to be extremely helpful. And Space Cowboy still looking to try to get some picks there, but they're playing around this point really, really well, not letting Space Cowboy set up extremely easily. So this next fight is going to be underway. And, Darius Fulton may be making some plays here, and that could be absolutely nutty if they continue on. The pressure hasn't stopped, and they're just continuing back and forth, back and forth. Darius Fulton does finally get absolutely demolished as KBC is finding that stride, getting his way on in, looking for these picks, and that's going to be the end of that defensive hold here from the side of the Game of Throws. They are going to have to back off and give him a little bit of that room.
All right, that might have been a little much. Popping Valk, popping Bongo, and popping the amplification matrix all on that Bastion. That's a lot of damage that you really don't want to mess with.
Oh, and that's going to be absolutely huge. That hack coming on in, and I think they were a little overextended there. They don't really have a lot to back them up there. Chi-Chi in a bad spot, looking to try to heal the rest of the team, but that's just a finish there, and Kagura is just a monster with this Ashe. What is this, man?
Okay, Kagura is playing fantastic on the Ashe, but let's talk about that EMP for a second. With Space Cowboy still sitting on that payload behind the Orisa shield, I definitely thought Bomb was going to go off, destroy the shield, but EMP came in at the perfect time where Chi-Chi couldn't react to throw down Amplification Matrix in time. The Amplification Matrix came out, but the bomb had already detonated, the EMP had already went off, and it was just really unfortunate for Space Cowboy, whoever else died to the bomb, because that EMP was just perfectly timed.
Oh, and Amano Yuki just gets taken out. That's going to be a big one as they're putting a lot of pressure on Kagura. Trying to get a few picks here. Darius Fulton's trying to hold on, but it might be a little bit more than he can chew. Kagura trying to get that pick here on Jade, and that ultimate comes out. That's going to be huge there, but Wheezy did nothing, is just doing some solid work. Good old Bob, though, coming out. Is he going to be able to be the only one to hold on, though? He might just be, as the rest of the team is still somewhat alive. Shaggy is going to be that last one to keep it going. Just going to be on the point. Going to get that healing here from Chi-Chi. And Wheezy did nothing's going to have to back off or stay on there. But Sad Boy looking to try to help finish that wit there. Here comes Darius Fulton. He is going to be nano boosted. There goes the bomb. Oh, and that takes out Sway. Hammer down comes on in, and that's going to be a big in there. Sad Boy trying to boop him out of the way, and Darius Fulton might not have enough to really work with here. He's Sad Boy just trying to do everything necessary to take him out, and that's going to be what happens. Great job. The ultimate does come out here from Jaden, and that's still going to be the Assassins pushing their way on in. Wheezy did nothing, though, trying expertly to hold on, and now Sway's going to get caught out of position. Oh, that's not a good one. That's a pretty bad stagger right there.
Wheezy did nothing, living way too long on that cart. Assassins is just kind of letting him jump around, and they should have been able to take that well before overtime if they could have just taken out Wheezy. If Wheezy dies a lot earlier, then this is a lot more time in the time bank for the Assassins, but unfortunately that wasn't able to happen. Also, it kind of looks like Shaggy forgets that Earthshatter goes after the payload. You know, putting that Orisa shield up on top of the payload after the Bastion's already been dismounted, it might not be the play there.
All right, so here they go, and the battle comes on between the two DPS. Sway having to back off, can't really stay into that fight. Here it comes, that ultimate looking to come on in. Oh, but Sway getting a ridiculous hack, and that's what's going to be what stops it there. Space Cowboy, though, has just a lot of health coming on in. There's just nothing that they could do, as Space Cowboy is looking to melt some serious faces. Left click, working their way on in. That Diva Bomb comes on in, but Wheezy did nothing is just fantastic with these protections. So they've got just a little bit to go, and here it comes. Space Cowboy, hungry for some kills, manages to land on one. Is that going to be a two? The hammer down comes in, though, from Darius Fulton, and that's going to be a one. Is he looking for a two? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is, but he does get taken out. Sad Boy able to clean up that kill, and Jaden manages to bring back KBC. That's going to be a huge res as they're still fighting for the point. Here comes that ultimate, looking to try to get the pick on Amano Yuki, and Stress managing to get a triple kill. That's going to be a huge one there, folks, but Space Cowboy on the point does get taken out. Sad Boy, the only one left, unable to do it, and they manage to get a full hold here right before point C.
Stress landing that 3K Diva Bomb. I definitely thought Space Cowboy fell in that, but he didn't end up falling. Just somehow got around that corner, and it really surprised me. But catching the other three completely off guard, blowing up that bomb on the payload, you know, huge. Just what was probably meant to just be a zoning ult that actually picked up a 3K.
And that is what ended it for that. I thought it was over when Space Cowboy popped that ultimate, but in all honesty, yeah, Stress really killed it. And honestly, dude, I am extremely impressed by the timing from Wheezy Did Nothing. She has
so much time.
She's been blocking that dude over and over again.
It's crazy.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Like I'm loving seeing that. I could not time that to save my life. So if you can do it and Weezy can do it, fantastic. I just don't have the timing for that one, man.
It's all about knowing when the Diva Bomb explodes, how long it takes to land beat. I mean, then at that point, it's pretty much solid. But Wheezy building up sound barriers extremely fast. And I know we're talking a lot about Wheezy right now, but the Lucio play has just been fantastic. You know, getting sound barriers so quickly, being able to stall out payload for that long, really just kind of holding on to this for the side of Game of Thrones.
Alrighty, so 10 seconds until Athena lets the Game of Thrones give up their offensive push, or show us their offensive push. So Kagura is going to be running that Widowmaker, looking to try to get some sort of pick in, but has absolutely no one to look at, as it seems that the Assassins are going to be bunkered up quite far in the back. They want to use Space Cowboy as much as humanly possible. So Kagura has to be careful not to get taken out, and there's a lot of beefy targets here on the side of the Assassins.
And that could be good for the Bastion, or it could be really bad for the Bastion. It just depends on how it gets played. You know, if the Orisa pulls are solid, then you can kind of melt down Darius Fulton. Or sorry, you can protect Space Cowboy really well.
Ooh, and they're getting in onto the point. KBC does get taken out by Stress, and that's going to be a big one. I like the way they're moving. Oh, that anti-nade does get eaten, and that's going to be an absolute big one. Jaden does get taken out by Sway, and look at this movement here from the Game of Thrones. They're just really, really working their way on in and forcing the Assassins to jump in onto the point. Space Cowboy does get completely deleted, and Chi-Chi's just going to be the last bastion of hope. Nothing they could do there.
Once you take over that point, then like you either have to play patience game, kind of give up a tick and wait for somebody to mess up, or you have to go all in. They chose to go all in, but they didn't go all in at the same time. All the tanks would have jumped onto that point at the same time, or just sent the D.Va down to contest for a second, then it may have been a different game, but that's not what happened, so we can't really talk about what could have.
Yeah, what could have, what should have, and what would have is not important. However, what did end up happening was Kagura getting his face blown off by an angry Bastion, and that's going to be a 2-pick here on the side of the Assassins. They do manage to hold this, as it seems that Stress might be in a bad spot. I think they're going for the oh no, they were going for the stagger, at least to take them off the mech. And that's just going to be a rough one there. Sad Boy does take out Sway, but they do know that they don't have the Bastion. Here comes the Twin Dragons, and it's going to split up a bit of the team. Darius Fulton, though, trying to take on a 2v1. And that's gonna be deadly here if KBC can't find a way out. Kagura does take out Space Cowboy, and now they're really fighting with a very diminished team. Darius Fulton, though, does get... Oh, he gets hooked. He does pop that ultimate. Darius Fulton, unreal, managing the grab too, and KBC just getting absolutely demolished.
Game of Thrones has an extremely strong push here, getting halfway through second and having 4 minutes left. I'm not 100% sure what Assassins is going to be able to do here, but they are going to switch off of the Bastion, and it's probably for the best putting Space Cowboy onto that Sombra.
Oh, but Space Cowboy might be in a world of hurt. Ooh, and Kagura does have their name and phone number. Here comes that D.Va Bomb looking to try to get a big, and that's going to be one coming in on Chi-Chi. Great job there. Popping out that ultimate, just able to help out, but Jaden goes down. So does Weezy did nothing. Oh, and this is just an absolute brawl here, folks. KBC's going to have to back out, but Darius Fulton out for blood, looking to try to land one on Shaggy. Oh, and Shaggy does get taken out, and now they're starting to fall closer and closer to their final fight.
Kagura there with a really nice dragon catching Jaden right at the end of Transcendence, able to just kind of force them into a corner and really do the work necessary.
Oh, and that's gonna be another big one, but Weezy did nothing with these sound barriers. What is happening, man? Wow. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep the entirety of the team alive, but it was still great work. Great work. Would have done it if the rest of the team was there. Unfortunately, not really. So that's going to be a reset here for the side of Game of Thrones, but they do have 4 minutes to make something happen, Captain.
Unfortunately, the sound barrier was used there, as well as Darius Fulton's Shatter, which actually got canceled. I'm not sure if he died there or what happened, but it's just unfortunate because it could have been really big. Darius Fulton's usually are.
Ooh, there's that ultimate coming on in. Shaggy does get taken out, and the hammer down does come out. Oh, that's not good. Sad Boy does go down, and they're just losing this footing. They just don't have anything for this right now. Stress has that front line, and Chi-Chi just trying to take on the Darius Fulton for some reason. Does go down, and Shaggy just looking to rush on in, but they just keep him backed up more and more and more and more. Oh, and there comes a huge ultimate, but is it going to be enough? Nope, and it's not going to be it. This is starting to look like curtains here for the side of the Assassins. Darius Fulton comes on out, saves KBC's life, but that boop comes on in massively clutch, and that's going to be what finishes it for him there. That's going to be Game of Thrones getting this next point.
Weezy with the huge boop. Lucio coming in with the sound barrier would have been able to stall that out for quite some time, getting the boop off of one of the 2 very small environmental spots in that map, and just able to, I wouldn't say save it, but speed up that.
And there it is. There's that 3-piece that really saved the day here for the side of the Game of Thrones, stopping what would have, or what might have been, a map clearing push.
Top healing coming out from Weezy did nothing with 16k healing in a 14-minute game, 30% of team damage taken. I love seeing those stats. I love seeing Lucio get top healing in a game.
It's fantastic So, the Assassins, this is now crunch time. Assassins can either make this and force this into a Game 5 or lose this and lose their playoff. They are the only they are the only team in the Silvers that have managed to dethrone Game of Thrones at least once. And that's a huge accomplishment for a team that's had a near perfect season. Can the Assassins do it? I think they can, man.
I think they can do it, but they've got to be really on top of this map. Game of Thrones is looking extremely good, and Assassins, while they're looking good, they've got to do something. They've got to do something big, and I'm not sure if the Bastion's the way to do it. They, had a really strong foothold at first, but I think swapping to that triple tank on the defense was their biggest problem. I think if they would have just stuck to the comp that they had been running that was working so well, on defense and just in general, I think that they would have done a lot better on that defense.
Right. Because that's the thing. With the triple tank, you have really beefy targets, but you don't have a lot of that damage output. I mean, granted, that Hog can do some solid work, and you could definitely have that Zarya doing work as well, but you're missing out on a lot of that utility, having that Pharah in the air or having that Hanzo being able to really dish out damage in a quick succession from multiple angles. You manage to stay out of range of KBC and force him to play your game instead of his, and then now you're kind of in a tough spot because you can't really reach the target.
Where Pharah really doesn't have that problem. Pharah kind of makes you play her game. If you keep KBC on the Pharah there, I think it's a whole different map and possibly goes in favor of Assassins because their defense is just so strong.
Alrighty, so 15 seconds, and right now the Assassins must be sweating, but they have shown us that they definitely have the chops to keep themselves pushing forward and getting better and better and better, and I can see that. I'm seeing it in their play. I'm seeing it in their movement. They have been practicing. They've been practicing, and from what I'm gathering, they're practicing a lot. So, let's see how this one goes, and we are going to be seeing Space Cowboy come back out, but with Shaggy coming on in the Winston, no, actually, they're going to be attacking, so we might get juked on that one again.
I don't think the Winston's horrible here, but I think if you run the Winston, you don't run the Bastion. Unless you plan on playing this kind of awkward. If you put the Bastion up on the bridge, then it might work. But the Winston's not going to be able to shield from Bastion, so I'm not seeing it go.
All right, and they've got a really forward position here. I think they're expecting they're expecting the Bastion. So, but they're going to be using Kagura to try to use the Mei to just get in there, and I think they're trying to bait them into that. So, there's not going to be an initial fight just yet. They're going to be looking on in, see where they're going to start from, and they do have eyes on the enemy right now. So they've got to be careful, and they know they have a Mei. They're probably screaming into their chat right now, Mei, Mei, Mei. But that barrier, oh no, that Mei wall may just very well be what ends it for him. That hook comes on in clutch, but Sad Boy able to back him up, do some solid work here. Sad Boy though getting a lot of damage, and there it goes. The picks are starting to come into their favor. Oh, and there comes Sway getting taken out, and that is a great grab there. That was a questionable Mei wall there, wouldn't you say?
I agree, but I think this just goes to show just because you see something in a diamond game doesn't mean you should try.
Hey, you never know.
Because we did see Komodo versus Smile. I believe it was Smile did hold down in that cave for quite some time, and it worked pretty well, but, it's something that you've got to be prepared for them to find you, and then you've got to be ready to fight that front.
Oh, and Kagura might be in some trouble here as Space Cowboy's just looking to melt some faces. Sway's got to be careful here as they're continuing this battle. And Kagura doing some crazy work there, managing to finish it there, but does get taken out by Sad Boy. Monoyuki's going to be the last one to die, and they go grab this point A here.
Assassin's on a strong roll right now, but honestly, I think it's because of that defensive, weird defensive try into that cave. I think that Game of Thrones could have done a lot better if they would have just went for a standard defense setup, something that they're used to.
Right. That's the thing. Sometimes you lose it based on that momentum. Once the enemy team kind of has that set up and ready to go, it becomes really hard to take down. So, and I think this battle is going to be highly dependent on who wins these battles between Kagura and KBC. So that res does come in. Wheezy did nothing, managing to bring back. Oh, that's going to be bad. Managing the takedown, Wheezy did nothing. That's going to be a huge pick there. KBC's got to be careful, though. Kagura does have their name and phone number. Looking to try to get that solid pick there, and KBC does go down. Jaden might be in a bad spot. Manages to get the res. Kagura unable to stop this, as it looks like this front line is just doing some solid work here. Kagura does get absolutely deleted, though, before he can do much of anything. And Space Cowboy having to back out of there, but great invincibility coming in here from Chi-Chi. Stress does get taken out, and now Sway managing to get one, managing to get two. Is that going to be a three-piece? No, it's not going to be so. Not just yet, but that Far Mercy combo coming in from the side of the Game of Thrones is going to work, and Darius Fulton's going to finish this one out. So it's going to be Sad Boy just still out there having to back out and can't continue this battle. That's going to be a hard reset here for the Assassins.
Well played from Sway there, waiting on the Immortality field to go away. And I think that push right there is what makes him switch off the Bastion, and it actually does. Space Cowboy now switching on to the Soldier. Never mind going back to the Bastion. I'm not sure if that's really the call here.
Hey, that is for them to decide. They are playing their Overwatch, and well, let's see how it turns out. But they've got to be careful, because right now Sway just has an easy route into Pain Town, and that's going to be tough here if they can't do anything about it. That's going to be a big booping out there. Sway does pick out Chi-Chi, and now Space Cowboy looking to get a pick. Here it comes. That bomb comes on out, but a little bit too high. They do manage to get the space in order to make this work. They get in there. Oh, but Sway coming out with another big ult. KBC does manage to land that pick, and that's going to be a big in there. Kagura, though, is back. Does have the good old Babo ready to go, and they are going to have to back out. The ultimate comes out from KBC, but it's still not going to be enough. That's still going to be the Game of Thrones holding on as this is getting pushed further and further back.
KBC was doing really well there, getting a lot of picks, and unfortunately wasn't able to wrap it all up, picking up the Ashe at the end, but unfortunately falling to Amano Yuki. But now switching on to the Genji. How do you feel about this, Ladrex?
I mean, I could see it. I could see what they're going for. They're trying to put that forward offensive pressure against Kagura, but Kagura is not one you take lightly. You better play and expect to get a lot of resistance here, especially against Kagura. So here they go. KBC in that back line, looking to try to cause some issues. Does manage to get Kagura, and that's going to be a big pick there. KBC just barely managing to make it work. Here comes. That ultimate comes on out. Hammer down comes on in. That's going to land a pick there. Boom! That's going to be one there on Space Cowboy, as Darius Fulton does have that backup, and Sad Boy just can't really maintain that fight. KBC a lot of bit out of position, does get completely exploded, imploded, and whatever other words you want to use for that one, as it looks like it's going to be the Assassins having to back off with a minute remaining. They're starting to run out of time.
I think the big thing that Assassins here are looking for here is they're trying to farm up Nanoblade. Get the Nanoblade off. As long as they don't have a defensive ult, which Game of Thrones does not have a defensive ult, then it should be just free kills all around. But Amano Yuki lands asleep, and it's a whole different game.
Oh, and it does. That's what really stops it. They had a Nano Rhine, and that could have been the game changer, but no, Amano Yuki managing to stop that one. Oh my God. I was not ready for that one.
I think Jaden should have saved Nano for Blade. Honestly, I'm just going to throw it out there. I think KBC is going to try to Blade, and I don't see it going too far with all the damage output that Game of Thrones has right now. They have, the Pharah and the Ashe both, and I don't see it going too far.
Ooh, so here it goes. KBC looking to try to do some work there. Darius Fulton does go down, and that's going to be Space Cowboy. Is going to pop that ultimate. Does take out another. Oh, but Stressed coming out with yet another big pick here. But it's still going to be multiples going to be on the point. That's going to be the ultimate coming in from Sway. Does have A big ultimate does take out KBC. That's going to be Sad Boy. Oh, and Shaggy's the last bastion of hope here for the entirety of the team, and they've got to stay alive, but no, Sway does get the pick, and that's going to be the stop here from the Game of Throws.
Wow. I don't know what to say about that. I was like, oh, sick, Ryan's already on point. They're going to take it all the way through. And then Pharmacy showed up.
Out of nowhere.
There was nothing they could do about Pharmacy.
Man, this is...
Zarya, has a chance, but not a great one. It's just... That was unfortunate for the Ryan Zarya for the side of Assassins there.
All right, so here it is, the defining moment for the Assassins. They have got to stop the Game of Throws right here, right now, or they do lose the playoffs. And that is just going to be, well, it's a no bueno, man. They had it, and they have the ability, the capability to do it, but the Game of Throws are playing so well. Amano Yuki getting that sleep was extremely huge, man. Oh, my. I wish we had a replay option. I wanted to see that one again.
I agree with you on that one because the sleeps have been really good from Amano. Sleeps are just such a strong ability. Ana has some of the strongest abilities, like utility-wise, in the game, and I think she kind of gets slept on every once in a while.
Oh man, but I'm just freaking out about that sleep. That sleep is so good. It's so good. I'm sorry. I appreciate a good sleep. All right, so here we go. 2 seconds left onto the clock, and it's gonna be the Game of Throws just looking to jump on in. Maybe they're going to be able to make this one work. And Space Cowboy not really running that Bastion, but they're going to be trying to run that Mei. And I'm not really sure how this is looking. They're trying to mirror this just a little bit. And that's going to be a little bit weird here for me. So they are still holding on in. They're just popping some shots. Just getting in onto the point. Causing a little bit of a distraction here. But that's a huge anti-nade coming on in from the side of the Game of Throws, and Darius Fulton does manage to stay alive. He's just swinging away into that bad boy, does finally get the takedown, and that's going to be a big one there as they don't have a main tank. Unfortunately, Sad Boy can't really get back to the entirety of the team as Kagura switched over to the Bastion. The Kamehameha does come on out, and they know what terribleness lies in their wake, but the Kamehameha might be more than he could take, and that's exactly going to be it. What's going to finish that one off? And Shaggy's still just working in that front line, popping them bongos, looking to just work the enemy team down. And they're just still pushing their way on in. Darius Fulton has got to be careful. Oh, but there they go. They got that one pushing on in, and it's just absolute chaos into this point. That amplification matrix come on in. There goes that bomb. Is that going to be a big one? Oh, my God. That's going to be a quad coming out here from Stress. That's just a ridiculous bomb. Oh, man. I am losing my mind here.
Holding down in the cave worked a little bit better for Assassins. I think they just played it a little bit better. Game of Throws trying to split them up. Assassins, completely aware of that and was able to split up as well and deal with the threats behind them. And it was good play, but unfortunate bomb.
Oh, and there goes Kagura. Gonna get taken out, but the res comes in from We Did Nothing. She's been really clutch with these reses, and that's going to be extremely helpful. KBC does take out Sway, but Sad Boy does lose the mech relatively early, and now Darius Fulton just having a lot of forward offense. KBC does get that pick, and here it goes. Looking to push them all back, but that sleep coming in from Amano Yuki is just absolutely huge. That's going to be an anti-nade coming on out. Doesn't seem to get much of anybody. Stress does get demeched, and they're still pushing their way on back. Space Cowboy finally made that switch on over to the Bastion, and that's going to be absolutely huge. That's a lot of damage that they have that's going to be thrown on out. So Stress is going to be on the point still with Amano Yuki backing him up. They're still trying to hold a forward position and trying to make it work, and they're still able to stay alive. Space Cowboy just can't seem to find the picks just yet. Wheezy Did Nothing, though, has got to be careful not to get caught out and picked on. So here it goes, and that battle's still just underway. Jaden did pop that Valkyrie, so is able to stay clear of the enemy team. There is no defensive ult. Great job there by Chi-Chi, though, able to keep the team alive, but it's not going to be enough. The ultimates were used exactly in the way that needed to be done. Darius Fulton looking to try to finish off KBC. That's going to be the finish there. And that's going to be it for that. They're going to lose that point A. Did manage to hold it a lot longer than Game of Thrones did, though.
If Game of Thrones can get a good momentum roll here, then it's going to be a problem for the side of Assassins. If they can burn down Space Cowboy, then I think that's really going to put their push in motion. They don't even have to get to the door, per se. They just have to get almost to.
Oh, and they've got to be careful. Sway is still alive. Widweezy did nothing. They are a really, really, really good combo there. KBC's got to be careful not to get displaced. Here it comes. That ultimate comes on in. They all have to get out of there. Oh, but that's going to be a double pick here from Kagura, and that might be what ends it all for them here, folks. They're starting to find their stride, and Kagura just getting into that back line looking for a pick. Here comes a bomb looking to try to get a big one, and only manages to get Weezy did nothing. That's going to be a huge one there, as that's the Mercy going to be suffering for that one. Amano Yuki, though, still behind Darius Fulton, and that's just going to be a lot of good protection there. Managing to keep that tank alive, but now they're still fighting for their lives. Kagura does manage to take out the Immortality Field, and it looks like they're going to have to back up just a little bit. KBC, though, does get absolutely shreked. And that Space Cowboy getting taken out. Kagura, gentle, please. You are just smashing your way through this. This might be it if they can land these picks. Jaden trying to get on and contest, but there's nothing that they could do. They're just in the final phases of this fight. Sad Boy manages to get the mech, but just a little bit too late. We've got just a little bit further, and we're about to lose this one here, folks, but they've got to rush on in. They've almost got the championship in hand. Kagura pops that ultimate on in as Shaggy switches on over. Sway does get a pick here, and that might be all she wrote. Folks, here it comes. That ultimate comes out, takes out Shaggy. Sad Boy jumps on in. And despite this great showing, never mind, they're still going. They're still going. And we don't know if they can or cannot, but it's showing that they're trying to keep it under can. And it's just unfortunate they can't do it. Weezy did nothing, coming out with a res, and that's Darius Fulton. Their point presence, their ability to stay on. Shaggy switching, nothing they could do, and that's the playoffs. That's the championship for the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones target focus, you could tell it really switched on in that last fight. Just targets jumping on the payload, and as soon as they're on the payload, even when there was like 2 or 3 on the payload, they called out who they wanted, and it immediately got burned down.
Oh, man. After a hell of a series, after a ridiculous series, honestly, truly, man, they did fantastic. The Assassins did not go down without a fight. They went for it, man. And honestly, they need to leave the lobby with their heads held high. They may not have won, but they really, really got in there. They did their best. They contested. And really, honestly, that's all you can do. That's all you can do at a certain point, you know? And I'm really proud of them. So here we go, folks. We are at the end of the stream here for the night. Your champions, your victors for the evening and for the season as a whole have been the Game of Thrones, and they have been fantastic. So here we are, player of the match time. Please give the hashtag for who you think it is. Go ahead and send it. Dank, who you got, bro?
Can I give it to 2?
Sorry, brother. Got to pick one.
I'm going to have to go with Amano Yuki.
Amano Yuki?
Landing huge sleeves tonight, huge purples, and just playing out of their mind on the Ana and really keeping Darius Fulton alive. Like, I want to give it to Weezy, but the amount that Amano kept Darius alive was ridiculous because he was just going in, hammer swinging. And tell you what, if Amano wouldn't have been in his back, there would have been a lot of fights the Game of Thrones would have lost.
Yeah, they had really, really, really good synergy, and I was really happy to see it. So, let's see. For mine, oof, that's a big one, man. Stress was doing fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of Stress love. I'm seeing Amano love here as well. But you know what, though? I'll go ahead and take your other player of the match. Weezy did nothing, particularly for the display on King's Row. Just negated so much damage. That damage mitigation was fantastic. And albeit, Jaden and Chi-Chi were playing really well. They were playing really well. Do not get me wrong. But ultimately, where the better positioning and where the better ult and ability usage came from, honestly, came in from the combo of Wheezy and Amano, and I think that really, really made a difference. So, folks, we are at the end of it. We have hit the end of our show, obviously, and now this is the end of the Silver Division for this season. Tomorrow you will be seeing the Titans against Void for the O.C.C. Classic, as they were the original Team 1 and Team 2, and then we've got O.C.C. v. Frost going in for the rematch, and we'll see. Now, Frost has had a near perfect season as well, but O.C.C. is baring their fangs and showing them, and I imagine, Dank, you're really, really excited to get into that match.
Oh, I'm fired up for that match after coming off the win on Saturday. Oh, I'm so excited to come at him.
He's ready, folks. He's ready. So, thank you guys for joining us. Please give us a like. Please follow us, subscribe if you can. It's really, really appreciated. We do need more and more members, so if you do like what you're seeing, you would like to be a part of it, or you just want to be part of the community as a whole, there are applications down below. If you want to be part of the stream team, please let me know. If you do get into the server, please look up Loudtrex, and you'll see me under the admin tab, and I'll go ahead and we'll get something going to get you squared away. Whether you want to go ahead and talk like myself and Dank, or you want to work behind the scenes, maybe work behind the camera, or host our games as Elaine is doing right now. These are available. So once again, gold championship match tomorrow, platinum championship match on Saturday. We need your support. Thank you, guys. Dank, you have anything to send us off with?
I don't believe so, except for very well played by both teams tonight. No one should be leaving this game, with our heads down. Just absolutely fantastic set of games.
Yeah, dude, I am blown away. And if the Assassins could just get themselves together for Season 2, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. With that, I have been the Loud T-Rex.
I've been Dank Monkey.
And we are signed off. And good night.